Now we need to do okay, EWM configuration. Okay, S4 we have done it. Now EWM side. Okay, what are the EWM we need? Last session we discussed we need one warehouse number, and we just a definition of warehouse number. It may not helpful for us. So how we do? We give address for that. We need to create a supply chain in it, and a supply chain having all the attributes on the address and the geographical location and the physical. This is like if it's a supply chain means it's a physical validation of the location. Okay, and then as you know that if I want to define warehouse, I should have a supply chain in it. I should have even business partner. Business partner means custodian, because for the owner of the warehouse, or owner of the plant, you can say. So that we need to create it. Basic in structure we need to create it. Then after that we will need to make a relationship between this. Okay. First we'll go for the directly as for EWM organized structure. Hope you can see my SAP screen now. Can you confirm, anybody?
Yes, we can see that.
Yes, we can see it.
One more thing. You have seen my organized structure also, right? It's visible for you, right?
Yes, Mr.
Yeah.
Naidu.
Yep.
Okay, yeah. Now we are going to create a.
Don't forget to subscribe our channel and click on bell icon to update yourself with latest SAP videos.
Warehouse EWM side, warehouse and supply chain in the BP. Okay. We'll go to SPRO is a standard transaction because these are all the configuration related. So then you can find SCM extended warehouse management node. Okay. Then under the master data, certainly we can create any warehouse. Okay. You can create any warehouse whichever way you wish it. Okay. First, you need to create a define first. Okay. My warehouse is 2710. I'll keep as SG corp. Okay. Let's save it. Okay. And you need to see here is whether you want to create your own different request for EWM side. You can always create your own transport. Okay. So I'm using everything is because I'm using one transport here. So it's up to you. Okay. But you can create this different transport if you wish. So this is our, if you see this one, nothing is there, just a definition. All right. So just definition. Now, if you want to assign a warehouse number, for example, 2710 now, you need to enter your warehouse number, whatever number you put. Okay. Then you can see this, nothing is there. Okay. So what you have to do, you need to enter as a new entries. When a new entry, system will ask. Okay. A new entry, system will ask for us. Okay. When see, then in it, system will ask for us is supply chain in it. So we are not defined supply chain in it, and also we are not defined custodian and default. Both custodian and default party entitled is remain same. So just we need to create a supply chain in it and then custodian. Okay. First we'll go to the creation of the custodian first. To create a supply chain in it, you have a transaction. Just I'm trying to adjust my screens now. Okay. Clear now. Okay. So I'm always changing to transaction so that when I type any transaction, you can see. To create a supply chain in it, /SCMB. Okay. And the SCU main. This is the transaction. Okay. To create a supply chain in it. Certainly, you can always see any supply chain unit we have. Like, you can just before creating, you can always see that any supply chain it's already created. Anybody, so you can always see that. For example, in that matter, 1710 is the best practice system. Okay, is a type is there. Under the we have several types is there. Whether how do you want to represent your warehouse? Whether your warehouse is a plant or like warehouse or shipping point. See why these types are different. Okay. See, for example, when it is a embedded system, when it's a decentralized system, you can convert all the plant shipping points into the role type is like this. Okay? You can always convert that because since it's embedded system, I'm creating supply chain unit directly, but otherwise I can transfer. If it is a decentralized system, I can transfer directly. Plant itself is a shipping point. Okay, plants itself is shipping point through there are two transactions we have. Okay, CFM1, CFM2. Okay, there are two transactions we have. Just I will write here CFM1. I will explain more on that. Okay, after that CFM1. Okay, CFM2. Okay, to transfer any data, if it is a decentralized system, if at all you want to transfer data from S4 system or ERP system to EWM system by using two transactions, CFM1, CFM2. One is the integration of the model and activation of the integration model. Okay, that means you can transfer materials, you can transfer shipping points, you can transfer plant. Like, there are so many. You can transfer customer master data, okay, all vendor master data using CFM1, CFM2. Because since we are in an embedded system, so we don't need to use transaction CFM1, CFM2. Okay, so what I want to try to say is, even no need to create a supply chain unit like this. Instead, if you use the transaction CFM1, CFM2, you can create supply chain unit directly through the plant. That means plant itself I can convert as a supply chain unit. As you know, the plant having already address. So that's where, like that. But since it's an embedded system, then I'm directly creating a supply chain here. Okay. Just you can see the existing one, display that before creating and all. So you can see, okay, there is as I said, geographical data. System will always calculate the longitude and latitude based on the address and all. Okay, who has created, when they are created. Okay, under the general data. Next one is address. You see this one address. Under the address, you can always mention what is the warehouse address. Okay, typically the warehouse address. Okay, warehouse address and the location, all these things. Then next step is the address. Alternative is under the alternative, we can see the attributes, business attribute. This is a very, very important. Okay, I just said a bare minimum, the business attributes we should have is a warehouse. Okay, and the goods receipt office, shipping office. It's a bare minimum. If you're not mentioned here, okay, even if you create supply chain, you cannot receive the goods and you cannot deliver the goods. Okay, because this is the business attributes are very, very important. Okay, bare minimum is a warehouse, is very important, mandatory, and goods receipt and shipping office. Okay, then after that I can add some more things. I will say that. Okay, what are the things we can add? But bare minimum we should have this. Okay, this is the business attributes, very important under the supply chain. So what I can do now, I'm not going to change this one. I keep is this one. When is same transaction, because I can copy the address, whatever address. Okay. So now what we can do, we can create our own 2710. And also, as I said, the type I'm going to use for, because this is my warehouse. So I'm using a type is a 1008. Okay. This is what I'm using. Okay. See, embedded is a very simple, process, a very simplified approach.
Don't forget to subscribe our channel and click on bell icon to update yourself with latest SAP videos.
Okay, so you need not transfer a lot of things. Okay, now you need to say is a create. Even if you say display, it says system will say that. Okay, saying that supply chain does not exist. Just I try to display it. Okay, so now you have to go and create it. Once you create it, system will ask first address. Okay, is asking our warehouse. Okay, what you can do that? SCU, same thing you mentioned, same name, whatever wish. Okay, 2710. Okay, double H. Okay, or SC com.